You ever wonder why Silent Hill Townfall went completely radio silent after that moody little teaser with the tape recorder and the dead ocean and the cryptic messages? Yeah, me too. As it turns out, the answer isn't creative direction or deep psychological horror. No, it's good old-fashioned office drama. The kind where everyone at Annapurna Interactive hit the eject button and bailed en masse like rats off a flaming yacht. Welcome to the story of Verset, the indie game label that was, well, almost was. Sit back for a second, guys. I'm going to tell you a tale of spin-offs, silent partners, and probably the most spectacular self-sabotage I've ever seen. So, Verset. Imagine if Annapurna Interactive, the acclaimed indie game publisher behind Stray, Outer Wilds, What Remains of Edith Finch, and other emotional damage simulators, decided, hey, what if we gave the people who built our reputation full autonomy to run the company? But like, not really. That's basically what Verset was supposed to be. In early 2024, Annapurna Pictures, the movie side, led by Megan Ellison, proposed a plan to spin off the interactive division into a new company called Verset. This new studio was going to be led by co-founders Nathan Gary and James Massey, the actual people who made Annapurna Interactive function. Verset would be taking over all the current games in development and share profits with the parent company like amicable divorce, but with residuals. It was supposed to be a clean break with a mutual handshake. I will tell you, however, that's not how that went down. At all. Things started going sideways when James Massey was fired in March 2024 for reasons still kind of locked away in a Konami vault. Days later, Nathan Gary also mysteriously left. Annapurna Pictures said he stepped down. Gary says he was shoved. So now you've got a studio with no leadership, developers panicking, and the mood shifting from cozy indie darlings to office-wide group therapy. Then, in a moment of either genius or guilt, Megan Ellison offered a peace offering, Verset. Gary and Massey could lead it, Annapurna Pictures would still make money, developers could breathe again. Everyone agreed, smiles were exchanged, hope returned. Until Ellison decided to quietly start hiring new leadership like Hector Sanchez, an Annapurna alumni who had peaced out in probably 2019 and was now back as president of Interactive and New Media. That's corporate speak for a shadow boss you didn't know was your boss. While everyone was working on Verset's birth certificate, Annapurna Pictures was out there signing deals with Remedy Entertainment without telling the Interactive team. Literally, the Control 2 deal dropped in public news before the internal devs even knew they were involved. This wasn't just a red flag, this was your blind date not blinking the entire night kind of red flag. And over the summer, things got awkward fast. Despite all the talk, no actual Verset contract was finalized. According to Annapurna Pictures, they gave Gary the term sheet, and he ghosted them. According to Gary and the entire Interactive team, Megan stopped answering emails, meetings were canceled, deadlines missed. Basically, they got breadcrumbed. By August 2024, the dev team was done waiting. If Verset wasn't going to happen, then they weren't going to stay. On September 6th, the entire 25-person staff resigned at the same time using a single joint resignation letter, like some sort of organized emotional strike. No one stayed behind, no interns, no community managers, not even the poor guy who just started and thought, hey, I just want to work on Stray 2. Gone. All of them. Now let's get to Silent Hill Townfall. This was a moody, cryptic, shortwave radio mystery that was being developed by No Code, the ones who made Observation, and it was co-published by Konami and, you guessed it, Annapurna Interactive. Now imagine you're halfway through a joint custody game project and suddenly one of the parents just disappears with the car keys. That's exactly what happened. Konami confirmed that Townfall was still alive late in 2024, telling fans to please wait a little longer. Annapurna also chimed in like, hey, we're still co-developing the game, it's fine, everything's good, don't worry about it. Meanwhile, the entire team who originally greenlit and guided it had left the building. And now it's 2025. We have no gameplay, no release date, and absolutely no idea if Townfall still looks like what it was originally meant to be. With a completely new Annapurna team managing the publishing duties, the creative DNA may have mutated beyond recognition at this point. Which is why Townfall's silence might not be a creative choice, it just might be a symptom of organizational whiplash. But just for giggles, let's talk about the human drama. Annapurna's downfall wasn't a glitch in the system, it was the system itself. Sources describe Megan Ellison's management style as mercurial, hands-on, and chaotically mysterious, like a boss that shifts mechanics every 2 phases. Staff accused her of giving unclear orders, ghosting greetings, and playing mind games. Meanwhile, Gary and Sanchez reportedly hated each other, and Sanchez had been blocked from the promotions in the past due to accusations that were never resolved. At one point, the game's division had 2 bosses, 2 agendas, and 0 communication. It's not how you build a game in a studio, that's how you make a Shakespearean tragedy, to be fairly honest. Verset was supposed to be sleek, a developer-driven label that championed narrative-heavy indies, something I'm a big fan of. It was the team that built Annapurna Interactive's reputation. It was supposed to be unleashed with more freedoms and proven relationships. Here's the kicker. After the collapse, the team just reformed under a different company. By mid-2025, reports confirmed that the ex-Annapurna staff had taken over the ashes of Private Division, the Take-Two indie label, and were building their dream studio without Annapurna's oversight. So Verset died, but its spirit lives on, just under new management. Here's the spicy theory. What if Verset was never meant to succeed? Now hear me out. Ellison offered a spin-off after firing the studio's leadership. Then she rehired her own guy, then stopped responding to Verset negotiations altogether, then signed major game deals without involving the team that was supposed to be running the spin-off, then blamed the staff for not signing the documents. It's starting to sound like Verset was kind of a band-aid, a delay tactic, a look over here while the exec team plotted something else. Why let Gary and Massey run their own label when you can control it all in-house and pretty much keep 100% of the profit? And once they realized Gary wouldn't roll over, they closed the door. Quietly, no fireworks, just emails not answered, meetings not scheduled, and promises not honored. That's not business, that's just simply ghosting. With a budget, of course. Who knows where Townfall is right now in development, and at this point it could be an entirely different game than what we saw in the trailer, and we barely got to see anything at that. I'm concerned, I'm worried, and at this point, expecting it in the next 2 years seems like it's far out of reach. Meanwhile, Annapurna continues to tell everyone every 5 years that the legend still lives, like some sort of old folk tale you hear in high school. And that's kind of it. The moral of the story is, if you love indie games, support the devs, not the brand. The brand might be wearing someone else's skin. Now, if you could, go leave a candle on the steps of No Code's office. They probably need it. Like and subscribe if you want to hear more game lore, industry mysteries, or you just need someone to make sense of this mess. Happy to do it. Shout out to Patreon, and I'll catch you guys later.